Yeah, everybody, I'm live again with the Bond reviews. Yeah, the man with the golden gun, which is Roger Moore's second Bond film. Yeah, real good because it's a Bond film and that. Bit of an easy-ish plot at first, but it gets a little bit more complicated. Well, not real complicated, because the beginning of the film, you think Scaramanga, Christopher Lee, is wanting to kill James Bond, and that, which it turns out he don't. But it's basically Bond gets a threat from Scaramanga, so he goes hunting after Scaramanga, and he gets someone else. But yeah, great film though, some good action in it, and not real great, but pretty decent though. Pretty decent. Some fight scenes and that. A great stunt though. There's a great stunt in this where fucking one of them stunts where landing it nicely and that everything's fine and dandy. Even though not, I think even when he landed it, he still was getting jarred a bit in that, but not compared to if he hadn't landed it. So yeah, great stunts and that in Bond films, where this was one of them where it was like, I think the first time it's been seen, because it's the bit where there's a bridge that's out and it's like spiraling sort of thing, and so yeah, okay, the stunt dude had to do it in that. Great stunt when you see it done and that. I can tell you a bit more when it comes to like the spoilers about it and that, because I'll be going in a bit in depth and all that shit. But yeah, let's share the screen and that. Well, because yeah, a little bit late, but oh, wrong one. But we'll talk about though the cast though, because we got Roger Moore, Christopher Lee, Britt Eklund, who fucking like, because like usually they use the photos of how they look nowadays and that, and so obviously like yeah, Roger Moore and Christopher Lee, it was like 40 years ago or 45 years ago or 6 or 7 years ago. So yeah, and then Ari Vilci as Nick Nack. You say henchman there, but it's his name in it is called Nick Nack. And then Maud Adams as Andrea Anders, which it's Francisco Scaramanga's girlfriend. She plays in that, yeah. And then Clifford James, who, if you've seen Live and Let Die, he's Sheriff W.J. Pepper, and that he's in it for about a 5-minute cameo appearance and that. Yeah, and Spoon Tekor played Hip. He was like the Hong Kong agent. He goes to Hong Kong, so it's his Hong Kong agent connected and that. Ooh, Alex Bond and that. And Desmond Llewellyn as Q. Lois Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny. Bernard Lee as oh yeah, Richard Lou as Hey Fat, where uh Hey Fat boy, I don't, he was like the businessman in the film that like hires Scaramanga and that. And Mac Lawrence's Rodney. Oh yeah, he's a hitman. Like oh Nick Nack hires at the beginning. So yeah, that's like it. More of the spoilers that. But yeah, and Manny Millard as Les Alaza. Cameron Do study as Sadana. Oh yeah, she was the belly dancer. Yeah, James Cousins as Clothrop. Oh, he was like played like a scientist dude who helps Q and that. Um, Yo Ling Chen as Q. Yeah, Chula. Yeah, he was. It could have been him who was the agent. Yeah, Jared James as Fraser. Yeah, he didn't really play much of a part. Right at the end. Well, not right at the end, but he has like a 10-minute bit at the end where he plays like a oh factory sort of operator dude. Michael Osborne, um, Nevada, Lucy. Yeah, I can't remember what he played in that. Michael Fleming. All right, that might be Ian Fleming's fucking relation. And Henry Schultz. But then, and Albert Broccoli, I don't think they're in it. But oh yeah, Wei Wei Wong is in it though. Well, a Wee Wee Wong. She's it's like one of them Bond films where she's naked in a pool, in a swimming pool, and that. But you can see her ass, and then there's a bit where she's doing a bit of swimming, and you can clearly see through the water. Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, yeah, it was weird. Yeah, talking about the James Bond film, Man with the Golden Gun. And yeah, Death by Saber. Yeah, right, man. Yeah, because hey, I tell you, Death by Saber, you'll love this film because I reckon this is the most film that you're going to see the most naked beds in. Are you coming on my stream tonight? Yeah, yeah, I will be. Yeah, obviously, like, yeah, I've got this stream to do and that, but yeah, I'll pop on and that. But yeah, actually be doing a stream later on where it won't be talking about Bond though. I don't, I don't probably bondage, but not Bond. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I'll get to bit where the review because Man with the Golden Gun, Christopher Lee. as you can see, fucking here and that, fucking done loads of films and that, and he probably has done one or two shit ones and that, but that's because he fucking has done loads of films and that, and you have to do one or two shit ones now and again. It happens, but he has been in loads of fucking good films. Uh, Wonderful CBS. Can you? I think DBS, but you put CBS. Can you do me a favour? And the thumbnail that you made me with the genie, can you put Jens's thumbnail on there for me as well? And yeah, CBS says okay. Yeah, where's share, share the front cover because it well the should I say the film um poster front cover. I'm thinking it's a video, but no, it's a film. Yeah, you can see there where now with the Live and Let Die poster, there was stuff on it that did not happen in the film. Well, I think they've learnt by this poster because they put stuff in here that like pretty much happened in the film, apart from these. Well, those alas like that, but don't alas like that. But yeah, yeah. There's like Roger Moore and she she's sort of like the one. Oh, I think the portraying there, and obviously Roger Moore there. Yeah, and we even got like boat things that was in it, and the thingy base. Well, it's more of a like enemies layer, but like a secret layer base that's built into like these cliffs and that like is in near China and that. So, but yeah, the front cover is good though, and obviously, yeah, the golden gun that can only shoot one bullet, but in the Bond film, Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun, is so good at like shooting because he was like a fairground like child who was brought up and he was like shooting targets and that at the fair, and I think he started working doing like shooting stuff and that, as in like targets, showing off and that, and so it was real good. And yeah, he uses one bullet because he like does it as a bit of a challenge and all. Because I think he's a bit of a perfectionist, and so he wants to be the best all the time. So he only uses one bullet, so he knows. Oh yeah, he's got to be real good. Yeah, Ashley, say thank you to Death Bar Saber. And sorry, fellas, I'm driving, so I'm doing talk to text. Ah, right, yeah, that's why. Yeah, it said CBS instead of DBS. Yeah, yeah, you're gonna have to pronounce your D's more clearly because I have that sort of trouble when you phone companies and they have that thingy where you have to tell them, oh yeah, what's your problem and that, and so you're like, and then you have to speak real clearly, or else the computer don't know. Especially when I with my accent and that. But yeah, yeah, yeah. But man with a golden gun. DBS Death by Saber will love this film more because it's got a lot of well, I'll probably be like showing you like clips in that when it comes to the spoilers. Well, not clips, but because like if you ever look at the pictures, there'll be like loads of pictures of scantily dressed women and that, and there's good karate action as you can see in the middle there, sort of thing. Um, uh, um, yeah, where there's like a girl kicking ass because it's the one where there's two girls and their uncle, and they're both good at like martial arts, and so they help bond out by kicking ass and that, and so yeah. Yeah. No, you're all right, actually. Yeah, I was just saying, yeah, I know what it's like with them text to speech computer things that like will not pick your voice up and that, or I think you're saying D instead of B or B instead of D, isn't it? Well, yeah, great film though. Got some great sort of sound track and all because it was done by Lulu, a British singer. She she did shout and that, but good singer though. She because like as I say, with the Bond films, it was a case of right. You have to be really good to do the theme tune to it because we want this theme tune to be like fucking related to the film and that. And so if the theme tune's shit, like the film ain't going to get as much publicity and that. And so they made sure that they got in the top professionals to do the theme tunes or intro um, themes to Bond films or intro songs, should I say? But they always get like a theme of the song to run through, and so yeah, the real good like do 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 do. That's all you wear daily sometimes, but good with the action. One of them where they do it great. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Tour de Falls, man. It's up for me. I tell you what's up. You pissed off fucking. I'm not going to say names and that, but you pissed off someone on my stream last night. Said to me, "Oh, fucking hell, why did you let Daytona on?" I said, "Yeah, I know. I had to mute him." So yeah. Well, all right, Daytona, man. Walls, yeah, Daytona. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're clueless, like he was last night, because he just fucked off. Because he was like, "Oh, fuck that." He wanted to come on and talk about Batman, and then you came on and started talking about shit. I think it literally did turn into that. Though. Earlier streams get us sober, bet lol. Well, don't blame me. I don't, I don't know. I said no, yeah. I'll just fucking mute him. Well, yeah. Just tell me if you want to talk about a subject that the fucking stream was supposed to be about, and you're getting interrupted, tell me and I'll mute them. But yeah. But anyway, we'll go into the fucking spoilers here now. Send me the link. Sober Me doesn't get on. I think that's with Drunk Bet. No, I'm not sending you the link to this, man. You're not coming on here talking shit. Talking about Bond. Anyway, you had to watch the film because we're talking about the man with the golden gun, and so unless like you watched the film and that, because I've got no full spoilers now. Um, see. Yes, must be a lass. Oh, hello. There we go. Spoilers. So just in case anyone tuning in don't want the film to get spoiled for them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, fair enough. Yeah, and like Tuesday streams is like anything goes because it's like we talk about the subject and that, but yeah, this stream is like. As she says, all my favourite people in the chat and on the panel. Woo woo. Well, yeah. Spoilers are. Now, it starts off with obviously every Bond film with the fucking barrel shot sort of thing. Where shoots Roger Moore. Well, no, Roger Moore shoots the dude who the barrels got aimed at him and that. Blood comes down and all that. And see, like this island where fucking the little midget dude, Knick Knack is called. He's on the beach with some drinks and that because Scaramanga, Christopher Lee, he's sort of like just been sort of swimming or something because he's getting toweled down and his girlfriend's there with him. But you see, he's got three nipples because that's like Scaramanga's birth defect sort of thing where he's got three nipples. Well, anyway, it goes where little Knick Knack, he sees this gangster dude that he's told to come onto the island to kill Scaramanga. Uh, oh, should have been played by American actor. It was played by American actor, but he's British in a Bond, and so originally he's like no, smile, and yeah, sci-fi. Oh no, sci-fi nation did not reach around protocol. Wow, he will do. Yeah, I should be live at the same time so people can hear me un re redirect. No. Well, wait, I don't know if you're spelling or what, but Sci-Fi Nation is absolutely cool shit in my book as well. He should come on my stream tonight. Yeah. Yeah. He should anyone should come on just to give Daytona some fucking grief, I think. Yeah. But anyway, so Nick Nack, he gets this gangster dude to come in to kill Scaramanga because Scaramanga wants to be trained, and so he allows Nick Nack to employ fucking assassins to try and assassinate him as a training method because he don't want to do no sort of like light training. This is like do or die training. So anyway, the gangster dude comes in and that. Nick Nack pays him half the money that he's gonna get in that, and he's got a gun with him in that. Cause I think it's like to have a fair fight, he could only have a gun, a handgun. Anyway, so he goes in and that into this room that is like a weights gym with target practice sort of thing, and then like Nick Nack tells Scaramanga to go in there, and then the dude tries to shoot him, but Christopher Lee as Scaramanga like jumps out the way sort of thing because the lights go a bit red. I think they're supposed to go like dark, but it's hard to film in the night time, so they go like a red color. Well, anyway, it like starts moving around the room and that, trying to get a gun, but it's locked in the cabinet and that. Well, it's a bit like the Bruce Lee Enter the Dragon, where it's a bit like a maze come sort of oh ghost train. It's like a ghost train maze with mirrors. Real crazy and disorientating for anyone who's fucking haven't been there before. But because Scaramanga, he ain't got a gun and that, but he knows is a way around, and so the other dude did have a gun, but he don't know, and so it's a bit of a fair match-up sort of thing and that. Well, anyway, Scaramanga finally finds his golden gun and that, and then he does like a move where it shows how thick Christopher Lee was, sort of thing, because he does a few like athletic moves. He shows fucking Robert Patterson what you got to do to star in action films. um, yeah, Daytona said, yeah, Sci-Fi Nation is cool. Sci-Fi Nation is absolutely cool shit. Yeah. Damn, men's, you're talking about. What am I going to talk about tonight? Now, what do I do? Now, I got to find some other nerd shit to talk about. Lol. Just kidding. I love you. Thank you. And I love you too, actually. Wait. Yeah. Scaramanga shoots the dude and that. And then, like, probably, like, fucking um, get rid of his body or whatever. But anyway, the theme tune comes on, and this is like when you see the beginning of this, you can practically see naked women, but it's all blurred with like a water effect. But a load of ass shots. So here we go. This is well, yeah. I'll have to just show. This is for DBS because I know DBS will love this. Um, is like the front, the intro. music. Oh, I should do it awfully. So you can get some images because oh, there we go. Look. Yeah. Yeah. Check this out, DVS. Yeah, he likes ass. And he also likes hairy, stinky, skanky snatch. Yeah, this is for you then. Um, yeah, look at this. Now, you can clearly tell there's a hand there and a hand with a gun. But, like, the breasts get a bit bigger because, like, yeah, you can't really. But when it's being played and it's all, like, moving up and down, oh, yeah. And look at this. Um, yeah, and look at that. Now, I know. Bit of underboob there. But I know DBS likes his um, banana sucking. Well, there's golden gun rubbing here. I don't I don't know how great you like your golden gun rubbing, but yeah, I tell you, you have to see it. One of the sexiest in, um, music intros to a Bond film. But yeah, anyway, so the music finishes and that, and like he see Bond in M's office and that, and M's like, "Oh yeah, what do you know about Scaramanga and that?" And Bond's like, "Oh, the man with the golden gun." He's like, "Oh yeah, well we got this sent, and it is a golden bullet with 007 in it, carved in it." And so he was going to go on this mission that was because he spoilers, but that's why I've got the spoilers up. But yeah, he was supposed to go on this mission for this solo panel. Well, it's a um, solar technology energy panel thing. His battery. He was going to go on this mission for, but because he's got a golden bullet sent and that, and it's a warning to Bond that Manga's after him, and it's really more of a they see it as a threat to Bond that Scaramanga's calling him out and that saying, "Oh yeah, I'm going to shoot you," and that. Well, M takes him off the case, and it's like, "Oh no, you can't go on this mission and that." And so Bond's like, "All right, well, if I find Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun, then can I be put on the mission and that?" And so he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, sure." Well, anyway, that's when like Bond, like, "All right then, yeah." Um, talks to Miss Moneypenny and that, and he asks like, where was the last, where was the place that this British agent that got shot with a golden bullet and that, where was he stationed? And it's in Beirut. So he goes to Beirut and that, but it's in 1970s and that, and so like there's not a war going on or if there is, like there's a belly dancing club that Bond visits anyway. So well, anyway, the belly dancer who was sort of like knew this British agent that got shot by the man with the golden gun. Uh, she's got it in her belly as a like sort of ruby, but she's using a golden bullet that like hit the wall and was like spreaded and that. Well, if Bond wanted to know anything and that he was like, oh yeah, he thinks, oh, she must know something because she's got this bullet. So he goes backstage and starts talking to her and that, and like she says, oh yeah, it shot him through his neck and that, and like there's a bit where he said, oh, did shoot through him right into your belly button and that, but she's like, no, a bit of the old Bond humor and that. Well, anyway, these dudes come in and that because the C Bond has gone backstage and that talking to her and that, and I think they just won't want to beat the shit out of Bond because that's what they try and do. But Roger Moore has a fight with them, and it's a pretty good fight. He uses a bit of the old deodorant spray in the face to like beat up two of them anyway, and then like in the kerfussle, he swallows the bullet that the belly dancer had in her stomach and that. And so then he like has to like shit it out and that because there's a bit where he's like, oh, gets in a taxi and he's like, oh, to a chemist, please. Probably get some laxatives and that. Well, anyway, you get the bullet out and that, and like, yeah, the confirm, oh, yeah, it is Scaramanga's bullet and that. And the make of the bullet is a special make where I forget what caliber they say the bullet is, but I think it's. But anyway, whatever caliber they say, that caliber does not get made. So Bond knows, oh yeah, well, it's got to be made by a private bullet gunsmith maker and that. And he knows, well, if it's going to be, because these bullets cost loads because they're made out of gold. So it's like, oh, well, he's going to be making gold bullets. There's going to be the best gunsmith maker in that. And so, like, he goes to, like, Hong Kong or somewhere and starts talking to the dude who knows of James Bond and that. And Bond sort of, like, tells him, oh, yeah, you're making golden bullets, aren't you, for Scaramanga? And he's like, oh, well, that's personal. And so Bond gets this rifle that he's been making for someone who's only got like 3 fingers and that. And he's like, oh, yeah, well, if you don't tell me, I'm going to blow your balls off with this rifle and that. So the dude says, oh, I don't know where he is, but I always deliver him to this sort of like casino place where they do a bit of gambling and that, and then these sort of like little baskets get lowered down where you put in your money to bet on. But instead of putting money, they put these golden bullets in, and this woman gets it. Well, the dude who's like works there to do the money load up books, then hands it to her, and then she pays him some money, and Bond follows her and that, and she gets in like this green Rolls Royce, but Bond doesn't know that it's like a fucking hotel and that, and so like he just casually lets her go off because it's like, oh yeah, a green Rolls Royce can't be hard to find, but it turns out like, oh, it's at her hotel, and so then Bond with this agent who's the last in the bikini. She's called Miss Goodnight because there's a bit at the end that like figure that. And well, anyway, she's a bit of a rookie and that, and so like, but Bond still wants to shag her in that, but it's been 2 years in that, and well, anyway, Bond's like, all right, well, I've got to go in this hotel room and that, and he gets some champagne, and he goes to like this hotel suite where he knows all the woman in and that, and he gets one of the hotel staff to open the door and that, and then he goes into the shower room where she's getting a shower and that, and yeah, you see a bit of fucking shower ass and tit, frosted glass sort of thing. DBS will be loving that. Well, anyway, she's got a gun and that, and so she pulls a gun out on Bond and that. Well, she's phoning the security and that, and as she's phoning security, Bond sort of like starts messing around with the bullets and that on the bed, and so she pulls the gun on him and that. He starts like saying, "Oh yeah, they must be worth loads." So she wants them back, and then as he goes to give it back, he knocks the gun out of her hand, and this is where fucking Roger Moore starts slapping some bitch around, as the phrase goes, because then he starts to like grab her arm and that, and question her about why she's working for Scaramanga and all this, and then like she's like, "Oh no, I'm his girlfriend and that," and then he wants to know where he is and that, I think, but she won't tell. Oh yeah, well she won't tell me where, so he gives her a few slaps and that, and so then she like tells him, "Oh yeah, he's gonna be at some place in that," and so Bond's like, "All right, well, oh, I think yeah, he wants to know where fucking Scaramanga is," and she like tells him, I think, but then he's like, "Right, well, go back to him anyway." Um, like get because he's on an island and that, I think. Well, wherever he is, Bond doesn't want to go there, so he goes, "Oh, go back to him," and that, and just fucking make out like now's happened. Yeah, yeah, DBS is like, yeah, Roger Moore, favourite, yeah. Well, anyway, at this strip joint place and that where she said it was going to be, um, he like checking it out and that, but Scaramanga don't turn up, and then these two dudes are coming out of the strip joint, and Scaramanga like shoots like one of the dudes and that who's the like scientist on this solar panel technology, and it's done in the 70s and that. So, but like apparently he's built like a solar technology about as big as a cig packet that like can power fucking buildings or whatever, and it's solar powered and that. Well, anyway, Bond like fucking is there and that. Well, he pulls out his gun, and so he gets arrested because they think he shot him in that. But little knick-knack steals the solar panel technology box thing off the dude, the scientist dude that Scaramanga shot in the confusion. Well, anyway, because they can't find no solar panel, like Bond gets took, and there's a cargo ship that has half sunk, and it's on its side, and that in the 1970s in Hong Kong. Well, they go near it and that, and like Bond tries to escape by throwing a fucking life ring over a fucking dude and that, but he hears like from the speaker, um, "Come on down." Um, oh, yeah, I think he's a general. I'm not, is he? Yeah, General Bond. Or is he? Well, anyway, they tell him, "Oh yeah, it's like a British secret fucking um, lab place now. It's where Q can do some um, research shit and that, and like technology. They're dragging up um, Chinese fighter pilot cockpits and that, and salvaging technology and all that. Well, anyway, um, it's real trippy when you get in there because it's on a side and that, and inside though they've had to do it so it's straight, but the walls look on a side, so it's really optics are like crazy in that. Well, anyway, Bond's like talking to M and that, and they like work out that probably Scaramanga was employed by a like energy company dude in China who had like loads of money and that, and so he just invested in $1 million for or £1 million or whatever million it was for Scaramanga to shoot this dude. So they know this place though is like well guarded, and so they also know that Scaramanga and this dude who's the a Chinese business dude who employed him have never met because it's one of them where Scaramanga doesn't want anyone to like see him and that. Well, Bond goes inside and that and gets a like fake nipple that he sticks on himself and that. That like when he goes in, there's a naked bear swimming in the pool and that, and he's like talking to her. She's like, "Oh, jump in and that." So he's taking off his top and that, and then the dude whose place it is like, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" And then he notices he's got 3 nipples and that, and then he presumes he's like Scaramanga and that, even though you know, well, you don't know this, but later on, it's just a ploy to get Bond to come back to the place to set up a trap for him. But anyway, he like talks to him like if he's Scaramanga in that, and he's like, "Oh well, come back for lunch and that," and then he talks to Scaramanga. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's Bond and that." Well, well they do knows it's Bond and that, and so like Bond goes back in that to this like it's one of them Chinese gardens like uh, big mansion place and that. Well, anyway, he gets in there, but then he's like walking down the garden thing, and like it's a real big garden, and like there's these sumo wrestlers there, and they start to have a fight with Bond and that, and Bond like beats up one, but the other one grabs him in a bear hug. But then he gets his sort of like robe thing and starts twisting it, so it sort of crushes his balls, and so the sumo dude fucking lets him go and that because his balls are getting crushed, and then fucking he's gonna start fighting again with the other dude, but little Nick Nack hits him from behind with a like metal pole thing with spikes, and then he's gonna like kill him with these spikes. But the dude, business dude, or the who owns this energy company and that, who employed Scaramanga, tells him, no, don't do it in my fucking garden house and that. Take him to the oh gym, something like that. Oh, but it's really like a training place for like karate dudes and that, because then he wakes up with these bears, three bears, like um, sort of just washing him and that sort of, well, wiping his brow and that mainly, and then all these dudes sort of like, because he's in like a little hut thing that like opens up, and then he can see like this big massive dojo outside gym where there's like fighting mats and that, where pretty good scene and that, like two dudes like have like a bit of a double sword fight where the fucking do some nice, because considering it's like the 70s and that, they've like gone for Hong Kong sort of like martial arts sort of style and that shit, where they've used dudes and that from the Hong Kong fights fucking circus fucking thing. Well, it shows like, oh yeah, it's serious because one gets killed, and then he Bond gets challenged by this dude in that to have a fight. So Bond fucking gets up, and like as he bowing down, Bond just boots him in his head and that, and then this other dude, the sending and that, oh, starts beating the shit out of Bond. That Bond just fucking jumps out of these fucking wooden sort of panel windows and that, and then he sees he's like um, Hong Kong agent dude with these two nieces and that are like being like waiting for him and that, because they know like, oh yeah, he's been took there. Well, anyway, they help him fight like some dudes and karate dudes and that. Some pretty good fight scenes. And I like, not bad. Like even for the girls, like they do some good stuff, but it's a little bit corny where the dudes are like selling it a bit too much in that. But anyway, they like run off and that and get into a car, but Bond fucking they drive off without Bond in there, and so then Bond fucking gets in a little one of them boat things that like fucking they have in China, where it has a long motor sort of fucking propeller, and then like these karate dudes and that like trying to get onto the boat, but Bond's like fucking waving it in front of the face, and then he puts it in the water, burns off and that. But then he has trouble because the engine starts cutting out, and then like this little boy sort of like swims up, trying to sell him like a fucking wooden elephant, and that, and Bond's like, oh no, what I would need, what we need is like you to fucking get this boat started. So the little boy, like, he's like, oh, all right, well, he turns on the like fuel fucking switch because it's been switched off. So yeah, then like Bond Bond's like, oh yeah, cheers, kid, and then like pushes him out off on that. Then like the dudes are like chasing him, and it's a real big long boat that there's about 6 dudes after him and that. Well, Bond sort of like gets into a sort of like place where they can't see him and that, and then bends straight through the middle of it and breaks it and that. But then you see Sheriff J.W. Pepper getting splashed by water and he's kicking off and that. Saying, God damn you, brown mudded fuckers. We didn't say fuckers, but like, oh yeah, you, you want to come on my bayou and try that sometime? I'll whoop your ass and that shit. Well, anyway, his missus wants to buy some wooden elephants, but he doesn't want them because the fucking Democrat. So, I mean, well, they're Republican. Oh, yeah. Uh, or they're Democrat and a Republican sort of symbol and that way. Anyway, like Bond sort of like fucking bends on. There's a little funny bit with the elephant and J.W. Pepper. Well, anyway, you see fucking Scaramanga go back to the Chinese businessman's house and that. And like, yeah, he's a bit like gutted because he's got Bond involved in that a bit. Well, the golden gun that Scaramanga has is like in a pen, a lighter, and I think a cigarette case. Because the cigarette case makes the handle, the lighter makes the top part, and the pen makes the barrel. And so, like, yeah, he makes it and he shoots the Chinese businessman dude. And then, like, it sort of takes over the business because no one wants to fuck with the man with the golden gun. So, like, he just takes over, like, all the, like, business and that. And he's got, like, a private island and that like, has got an energy sort of fucking power plant on it. Well, Bond's back at a restaurant and that, drinking some shit champagne with Mrs. Miss Goodnight and that. Well, they go back to their place and that, and Bond is about to shag her, but then Scaramanga's bed. She walks in, and so like he covers her up with that, and then she like tells him that she sent the bullet because she wants Bond to kill Scaramanga. So Bond like fucking gets Goodnight to go into the um, wardrobe and that whilst he shags Scaramanga's bed. And like 2 hours later, fucking she like it gets let out and that, and the Scaramanga's bed. Bond says he'll kill Scaramanga if she gets the solar panel fucking technology from Scaramanga because he's got it and that. And they'll meet at like somewhere and that. Well, anyway, he gets like told to go to like a boxing kick kickboxing, and you see some nice kickboxing sort of fucking. I think it was a proper kickboxing match that they recorded. So you see some dude getting kicked in the head and that. Well, anyway, Bond meets her there, but she's been shot by fucking Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun. And her purse is open and that. And she's dropped like the solar fucking technology little cartridge thing. And so fucking they can't find it and that, and then so Scaramanga like sits next to Bond, but Bond doesn't know it's Scaramanga because he's never seen him before and that. But Scaramanga tells Bond like, "Oh yeah, don't bother checking and that. Fucking, I can't find it and that, but just don't follow me and that, and we'll like leave it sort of thing." Like, well, anyway, Bond sees it's been dropped on the floor, so he gets it and that by like putting his foot on it and that. And then his mate comes and helps with some selling some peanuts and that. Well, as he picks up the peanuts, he picks up the solar panel cartridge thing, solar energy cartridge that he puts on the peanut sort of salad tray, and that owes his mate. Well, the peanut dough, or selling peanuts, goes and gives the solar panel thing to Goodnight, who sees like little knick-knack, and so she follows him and tries to like put a bug in the boot of the car, but Scaramanga sees her opening the boot and then just pushes her in the boot and locks it, and then like Bond and the mate sort of like, because Knick-Knack had a gun on Bond, so the mate went back to help Bond with little Knick-Knack. Well, they go to the car, but she's not there. She's been kidnapped in that, but she's got the keys to the car. So Bond and the dude sort of like fucking, because they're talking on walkie talkies and that, and saying to her, "Oh yeah, we know where you are. We're gonna follow you," and that. Well, Bond goes into a sales room car. um, or sales room, fucking car showroom, and that, gets in a car and burns out. But the sheriff W.J. Pepper there because he was checking it out for some reason. Well, anyway, they're both burning after like Scaramanga, who's in like a car and that, and yeah, the cops are after him and that, and like Sheriff J.W. Pepper recognizes Bond and that. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're that British secret agent and that. Who are after, boy?" So like, he's like, "Oh yeah, we gotta find yeah, this car and that, chasing it." So like, all right, let's step on it and all this and like, yeah, a bit of a Blues Brothers fucking cop car crashes and that, like they did on Live and Let Die and that. And so he gets to a bit out of town where there's like a bit of a river, and Bond is on the other side of the river on the road compared to where Scaramanga is on the other side. And then there's one of the greatest one of the greatest stunt scenes done, where it's the fucking corkscrew car, well, the corkscrew bridge that the car like does like a corkscrew turn. I'll have to get some picture. Yeah, because it's one of them where um, Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's one of them stunts where fucking even when it went right, it still hit the dude because the landing was still a bit fucking rough and that. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, see this stunt scene where yeah, see here sort of thing where the bridge is out where it should be a bridge there, and so there's like a fucking corkscrew like jump where it was the first time it had ever been done. They didn't even know if they could do it because like just before Bond does it and all, he's like, "Oh yeah, you've heard of Evil Knievel?" And when they did this stunt, they had to make a special car where usually the driver is on the left or the right hand side, depending on which car it, um, it is and that. But because the jump needed balance or something, that they made it sort of driver in the middle, and they had him laying down for some reason. But yeah, great fucking car stunt scene you'll see because it was one of them where properly done, no wires, no special effects, just a stunt dude in a car. Well, a bit of a stunt car because yeah, the car was specially made. But yeah, anyway, gets over in that and then gets to this place where fucking a hangar base thing where Scaramanga had gone in with his car, but um, gets like wings put on the car and that, and then like just sort of flies out of this hangar because the hangar's set up so the doors open and that, and like yeah, here's where you see the flying car. Yeah, here we go, and like you see there sort of thing where it proper was flying, but it was flying because it was towed by like an aeroplane, and so they basically just towed this car with these wings on, like so you won't be able to see like the wires and that shit. It was wire work, LED wire work where you couldn't really tell because it was like filmed far away. But yeah, so it does look like it flies, but it only flew because it was getting towed by an aeroplane. But yeah, well, Bond can't do out with them, Sheridan, but and they get arrested, sort of thing. But like, they get let loose, so because like they see like, oh yeah, it's a flying aeroplane and that, and probably because Sheridan J.W. Pepper's like sheriff in he, and so the other departments talking to him and that, saying, "Oh yeah, they're on a case and that sort of thing." Well, yeah, Bond then like goes back to the Hong Kong ship that had been half sunk and that on its side, talking to Q and that, and Goodnight had like a homing beacon put in a dress button and that the tracked to this island where um, yo, what's happening here? Right. Yeah, oh, bit thingy there. People gone a bit fucked. Let's try that one again. Oh, nice thing. But yeah. Well, anyway, Bond goes to this island in an aeroplane and that, like fucking one of them ones that like can land on water and that, because he lands on the water and fucking flies onto this island where it's got like this energy fucking nuclear. Well, not a nuclear because now it's um, solar panels. It's got some battery technology, but like with the solar panel, it's even like stronger now. So yeah, they go to the island and that, and get sort of like greeted by oh what's his name? Little midget dude, Knick Knack, yeah. So little Knick Knack that is there, and he's all like, oh yeah, welcome, Mister Bond, and that. We've been expecting you, sort of stuff, and that. And then he's got some champagne and that, and then like you see Scaramanga with a gun, and like as Bond's gonna go get the champagne and that, Scaramanga shoots at the champagne, and it blows the bottle up and that, blows the top off the bottle. That champagne goes all over and that. Well, anyway, Scaramanga, he's like having a bit of a laugh and talking to Bond and that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you around and that. We can like fucking have like a duel and that later on, because but for now, he just wants to like show off like his fucking energy, fucking nuclear, well, energy plant. They they're running like batteries and that, big batteries, but big vats of like uh nitrous oxide. That's like keeping the fucking reactor fucking cool and that shit. Well, big fucking place and that, and like, yeah, got like this dude there working who's like fucking running all like the computers and that for the energy system and that. And he also doubles up as security because he's quite massive, you know. Well, Bond and Scaramanga like get talking and that, and Scaramanga says like, yeah, now he's got fucking the technology to basically run a free energy fucking um, energy plants that is going to sell like plants to people who want to buy them and that. And then Bond's like, oh yeah, well, there's some oil companies that'll pay you to not make them and that. And then like Scaramanga like, oh yeah, but these are like quite useful because you can do like a laser because he's got a laser sort of gun that's like got high powered solar beam that now not only has he got like a fucking unlimited energy supply, he's got like fucking unlimited armored supply now. And so he's like, oh yeah, you have to get like the sun and that. So he's got like this radar dish that collects or that transfers the sun's um, or the sunshine anyway to this sort of box thing that powers the solar power fucking thing. It's really fucking elaborate. What was it? Not elaborate. Elaborate. Yeah, it's elaborate like setup, but it's 70s and that, so the technology is yeah. On the side of the wall, they've got like still tape reel computers and that. Well, anyway, Scaramanga like says, "Oh yeah, look at this like laser beam and that like it's what fucking can make and all." And then like he aims at like Bond's aeroplane that he it's like a little two-seater aeroplane that he came to the island on. And fucking Scaramanga just blows it up with like just one laser blast sort of thing. And like Bond's like a bit good because that's his sort of like fucking way off the island. But Scaramanga's all like, oh yeah, well that's sort of like our sort of demonstration of like what I've got, and then the bell rings and it's like lunchtime because little Knick Knack has made lunch and that. So anyway, they're having lunch and Scaramanga puts his golden gun together and that and points it at Bond. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I could shoot you in that, but you British, you're more sporting than that. So if you want to like do a duel where he wants the um, notoriety of being the dude who killed James Bond in a fair fight." And so like Scaramanga is like, "All right, well, we can do a sort of shoot off and that," and then Bond's all like, "Oh, pistols at dawn," sort of thing, and or pistols at noon or whatever. Like, all right, okay then, if that's the way you want to do it. So after like Bond finishes his like dinner and that, because he's like, all right, after the dinner, you see Bond and Scaramanga, Roger Moore and Christopher Lee sort of stood back to back, and you can see how tall Christopher Lee is in it because he's about 2 inches taller than fucking Roger Moore. Anyway, the little Knick Knack, he sort of like counts 20 paces from do like so the walk and that, and Scaramanga's only got one bullet because he's a man with a golden gun, where Bond's got his Walter PK, which has got like 6 bullets in. But Bond doesn't know the terrain as well as fucking Scaramanga. So Bond, you wastes one bullet because he turns around thinking Scaramanga's going to be doing like a shoot off and that. Well, the Doodle's in charge of all the fucking thing. He's sort of like watching over fucking Goodnight, Agent Goodnight, the female, and he's looking a bit rapey on her because he's checking her out and that. Well, anyway, goes back to Bond and that, and then like little knick-knack said there's the Bond. Oh yeah, over here sort of thing. If you kill Scaramanga, then all this is mine. So Bond goes fucking follows him and that like to this place where Scaramanga's got his sort of like ghost train come like um puppet show. Well, the more mannequins than puppets with loads of mirrors and that. So you know, it's a bit confusing and that disorientating to like people who haven't been there before. But anyway, Bond goes in and that and fucking like shoots at like a picture of it's what do you call them? A projection of Scaramanga's face. So like he like lost his like sort of 3 bullets now, I think. And then he sort of gets to a place where the scaffolding at the bottom where he sort of like climbs down underneath, but then he loses his gun, so now he ain't even got a gun at all. But like Scaramanga, he's got like a mannequin of Bond with a gun and that, where fucking Scaramanga's looking around, and he don't realise that Bond's just took the jacket and tie and put it on him and fucking pretended to be the mannequin and shot Scaramanga. And then he sees Goodnight, because she knocks out the guard with her wrench, big heavy wrench that she smashed him on the back of the head whilst he was at a computer, and he fell into one of the nitrous oxide fucking tank things that like sets it off because it's not supposed to go over fucking 0 degrees, and so it's warming it up and that. But anyway, Bond goes to the room where the solar panel cartridge is being used, and it's locked in this case where he's got to get screwed out of it. You know, one of them screw locking sort of deals where and so Bond's having to like unscrew it, but it's hard because it's screwed in real tight and that. Well, Agent Goodnight, she fucking like presses one of the buttons to like charge it up, so a big laser beam comes down because like she was bending over with her ass and she pressed it by accident. Well, anyway, Bond's like turn it off, and that, and so she don't know which button to press. So you just press them all. Well, anyway, he thinks she's turned it off, but she hadn't. The sun's just been covered by these clouds, and so the laser beam has been took off. So anyway, Bond gets back to taking the fucking cylinder, screw cylinder off this like cover to get into get the solar panel cartridge, because it's been used like a fucking Atari 2600 fucking deal. Well, anyway, Bond gets a cartridge out just in time before the sun reappears, and and a bit like put a laser beam into his head or something like that. Or that. Yeah, so like he's got the solar panel out and that, but there's still a bit of a solar beam rig that gets done because but Bond says, "Oh yeah, let's get out of here," and that, and so Bond climbs out of like a little hatch thing, and that slides down some pipe while this good night runs down the stairs and that. And then they get out of the building and that, and it's all exploding and that, and fucking like Bond's like, "Oh shit, we need to get like out of here." And then she's like, "Oh yeah, he's got a yacht thing where it looks like an old Chinese yacht sort of thing, but it's not. It's modernized and that shit. So, well, it just looks like it's an old one. But anyway, Bond and Agent Goodnight are like fucking sailing off and that, and the island explodes and that. Got a big rock cliff face things, island. Got a little bit of a beach, but most of it's just rock face. Anyway, Bond's like, "Oh yeah," because this Bond film's a two shagger, so he's like, "Oh yeah." To me, it's good. Oh yeah, here we go. Fucking, we're by ourselves now. We can get some fucking jiggy time going and that. Well, as they're kissing on the bed, little fucking Nick Nack is up into like the roof bit where he's got a knife out and he's gonna like fucking jump down and stab Bond in the back of the head or whatever in that. Well, Agent Goodnight sees him and that and she screams and so Bond and that looks up and that and then he dives down and that but lands on the bed, drops his knife and then runs underneath the fucking um, like settee, like little sofa thing that you can get under and all this. Well, he runs out round and pushes Bond down because Bond's trying to like look under this sofa, and then he gets a load of like little, well, not they're not little, the normal size wine bottles. Like he just starts throwing at Bond and that, but Bond gets like a suitcase, a big like club suitcase that like he just puts little knick-knack in and like fucking carries them out and then goes back in and that to get his second shag for a two shagger Bond film and that. And then he gets a phone call from M and that. And he's like, "Oh, Bond. Oh, great sort of thing. Where's this good night?" He's like, "Oh, I'll get her in that." And he starts to just kiss her in that. And then M's like, "Bond, where's good night?" And he's like, "Oh, she's coming, sir." Bit of Bond humor again. And then like Bond, good night, good night. And then Bond's like, "Good night, sir." And then it hangs up on him. And then it pans. And then you see little knick-knack in like a fucking looks like a lobster fucking cage thing that's been fucking strung high up on the fucking sail post. So and then it goes into fucking Man with the Golden Gun theme tune, the end outro sort of tune and that. As Bond gets to shag Agent Goodnight. Yeah, and then the Bond will return in The Spy Who Loved Me, or The Spy Who Shagged Me, according to Mike Myers. But yeah, great film. Great film. Quite, as I say, quite a bit of naked sort of fucking women in it and that for a bit, but great film though, great film. Because Christopher Lee fucking plays a great Scaramanga. Because his athleticism in it is quite sort of fucking not great, but enough way to oh yeah, he doesn't do out real crazy stunt, but he slides down this little fucking like slide thing, like a fucking ramp, and yeah, it takes a bit of balance and that sort of like fucking where yeah, if you fuck up, you might smash your head off and sort of thing. Well, yeah. And then Roger Moore, yeah, he does some pretty good fucking stunts in this where he has a pretty good fight scene. Not great, but Roger Moore was one of them where he didn't really do much fighting, or he wasn't really much of a fighter Bond. He preferred more to use his gadgets and his sort of like brain to get him out of trouble. But yeah, great film though, great film. As I say, Christopher Lee fucking does a great job as Scaramanga. Roger Moore, great job as Bond, and the rest of the cast do a great job. No one really I could say in this film not like oh yeah, not like Robert Pattinson, not really like oh no, Parker now. They fucked it up. Even the corny bit where the schoolgirls start beating up dudes, it's like, oh well, yeah. At least it was only like for fucking 2 minutes of the film. But yeah, I'm going it there now. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.